everyone looks like a bit of a check there from Newport there running in behind their other one, but looks like Collaroy, Maroubra there out in front as well. Looks like North Bondi on the right-hand side, but Newport out there in the middle. Mitchell Trim going out there in front as they're heading up to the Cairns. North Bondi on the left-hand side going really, really well. The other Newport there on the right-hand side. Then we have Avoca there on the right coming there as well. They're picking a good line. So Bondi there on the right. No, it looks like North Endy there on the right-hand side. And other Avoca there on the left. So big field this. Going to be some clash of paddles and everything. North Bondi just sitting in behind there, just getting a bit of a drag, making sure they're coming up to that first can. Oh, they're definitely in the pink area by the look of it. They're coming up to that first pink can. Got around another two after this one, the apex can and the last one. And then as soon as they hit that last can, they'll come back to shore and they'll be looking for little runners. But Mitchell strong, very big shoulders from Mitchell, doing an excellent job there. The paddler behind him, who's sitting in behind, has just got to try and keep up with Mitchell. Mitchell's setting a rocking pace. Newport there, Sean.
You got the two Newport crews out in front. Great performance here from the Newport Club, and the Avoca Club coming in third place at the moment, close from North Bondi. So we'll just see what happens on the way home. There are a few changes with a few of these runners, but a very strong start there by the and they start the race home towards the finish line. Mitch Trim still out in front with his crew, and the Newport other crew is still maintaining that second position as they head back towards the beach. Yeah,
as you look there, the lure has just gone far to the right-hand side. We've got Byron Bay there in the middle there, next to Wanda. Avoca then come back in there, but in third position currently we have Manly with North Bondi on the left-hand side of them. They're all looking around trying to find little runners, but Newport definitely well in front. So that's pretty hard to steer those machines, but they're absolutely flying out there in front. North Cronulla there, followed by Allura, and another Byron Bay there on the left-hand side. But as we have a view from the front, Mitchell Trim and his partner there from Newport coming back in. The other Newport just about to come over that wave. Will they get over the top?
This will make it interesting.
Definitely, Sean. Here they come. The other Newport's coming in there. Now the rating gets up. Mitchell is green, trying to get there in front of the other Newport, but anyone's race. But I think Mitchell and his partner from Newport first, Newport second, and third position to looks like Manly there in third position. But fantastic racing from those competitors in the open ends double ski here at Gordo Jones had a bit of an issue there earlier this week, but done really well to come back for the double ski.
There's the Avoca crew coming through, and there's a few of those Avoca crews missing. Of course, the National Kayak Championships are also on this weekend, so you have Lockie Tane and Riley Fitzsimmons, who great ski paddlers, but are also in the Olympic kayak program, and they'll be up there on the Gold Coast at the Kayak Championships this weekend.
So here we have seeing the competitors there. Might take a little bit of time to get the results, but Mitchell Trim, here he is there. He's a little bit out of breath, but we might throw down to you, Fletch, down on the beach.
Yeah, boys are looking a little bit buggy here, obviously. Pretty dominant performance, boys. How do you feel?
Yeah, that was a really hard race. That was long and flat, and to be around here and to our four best pals and racing together and getting some good results. We're just happy to be on the beach. It's a good race.
So you guys have been together for close to 5 years now on the so Jonesy, what's it like to get a pretty convincing win with one of your best mates?
Yeah, it's good. We've put a lot of work in over the last 5 years. We've had our ups, definitely some darker moments, but just get on and paddle together. And before the race, just goes, let's hurt for each other. So I'm hurting. Hope he is.
Awesome work, boys. Congratulations.
Thanks, Fletch.
So well done there, Fletch. It's great to catch up with those guys. James Brooks there, and Glenn Hawke done really well over the last 5 or 6 years with Kinghorn sponsorship and everything. So they're one of the new dominant clubs within New South Wales. So well done to them. And looks like they've definitely got the gold medal. So well done to Mitchell Trim and the like. And here we go. Sally's coming down there with a microphone to get an on-pitch interview. So in great conditions here at Swansea Belmont as we look back at the ground, heading out the top of the channel here at Lake Macquarie. And that, I think, concludes all our events down here at Swansea Belmont for today. 8 o'clock for the March Pass, and then all our finals will be coming through today, after that. So we're looking at board race finals, if I remember, swim races, surf race, ski race,
the Ironman,
Taplin,
all those great events, and we'll be live streaming here right on Facebook all day here at New South Wales Championships, proudly brought to you by your local club. Of course, Mitchell Trim, great effort there, also took out the mixed open ski yesterday with Hannah Minogue, so a great effort from Trimmy to take out both the open ski, open male ski, and the...
We're actually supported by some great sponsors of our, making sure that our local environment is nice and clean. They provide the little orange bags to put in the cans and the bottles. Midford for supplying all the clothing for the New South Wales state championships, also the state teams. Lake Macquarie City Council, thank you for allowing us to participate in this great venue. Dunedin, Swansea Belmont Club, dedicated workers here, putting on a great show, and looking forward to seeing whether they can actually get an Australian Championships here in about 2023. Dolphin Surfcraft and Holden, great supporters of Surf Life Saving New South Wales. But as we have the McMaster's crew, looks like Mickey Norman as a sweep, doing a great job to get them around there nice and quick. Not quite sure the age group, but it looks like probably under 19s or under 23s there. And they're back in there by Swansea Belmont with their proud sponsor who supported Swansea Belmont for a number of years. There's a sweep there from Swansea Belmont, cheering them right on as we're getting close to the gate cans there. On.
Yeah, so those gate cans, you can see them sticking up out of the water there. They must go through those. They can't go anywhere across the beach. They've got to go through that little narrow passageway that those cans have up, and that's what they must go through after they hit the turning can and on the way out before they go back to the beach. So you can see now the crew on the far side just about to go through those gate cans, that little narrow alley that they must continue on through. That's a team from South Kirkle as they just go through those gate cans, the sweep urging them on, and all the rowers there, the 4 of them working in unison, getting their oars in at the same time, make sure that their boat is progressing forward at the fastest rate that it can.
Yes, and that's in that events water area too, or the second boat area. And Mickey Norman there prompting on his crew, really going well. They've just got a little runner, Swansea Belmont in the middle, and looks like not 100% sure there, but for the third team there, but looks like they might just get in a second there. Not sure what that is. And Swansea Belmont in third with Mickey Norman and his crew in fourth position there. So we have the under 19 women's surf boat. 4 racing out there to the Keens at the moment. Not quite sure. Here we go. North Cronulla as a sweep. Just prompting them on. They've got a steady rate out there with the Warren Rennie boat. Warren Rennie, a great man for surf life saving, been around for many a year. Looks like we're to the turning cans there, Sean. Not quite sure what the crews are at this point in time.
If I'm correct, I think Warren Rennie is a life member of Surf Life Saving New South Wales and Surf Life Saving Australia.
Yes, he is, mate. Yeah, definitely, and a great gentleman and very well respected within life saving. With that dark green cap and white with the dark green stripes. Queenscliff doing a great job there, an under 19 female boat crew.
In their all red caps.
Yep, that dark blue stripe. A couple of different coloured oars here, Sean, something a little bit different.
Yeah, I've seen that earlier, but they still work in unison, all of those, or even though they're the different colours, you can see there's just one in this case. They're all pink except for that one green one.
So they must have a bit of an accident earlier this week, mate, by the look of it.
That can happen. Those oars do break. You can see the sweep oars, they break as well, particularly in the larger conditions. Probably not today, but they do. They're all made of Kevlar and very, very light, but very easy to break as well.
Yeah, just looking at Sean here, the North Cronulla got a different style of oar compared to the Mona Vale crew. You know, a little bit flatter oar, but a little bit longer in the blade, where the other crew had the real deep, wide one and the short blade. So don't know which one is going to be the better ones. I might have to get some inside information overnight to find out what they're doing. But these girls are doing really well trying to pick up those little runners, Sean.
They are, and it's exactly the same as the skis. You try and get those runners to work your way back to the beach as quickly as possible, work with the ocean, make sure that you're picking up those little runners, the waves, try and increase your speed, make sure that you can get back to the shore in the quickest way possible.
Yes, definitely, Sean. These little runners are making it tough today. We're on the low tide, so nothing's really no waves are standing up, so some really good conditions. It's hard yakka, so they've got to row that 800 metres, 400 out, 400 back. Pretty tough on these young ladies, but they're doing an absolute fantastic job there. And as we're watching then Queenscliff, looks like taking out this round of the under-19 female boats here at Swansea Belmont.
You can see the sweep back, Mona here. Got another picture of a shark on the front there. The Collaroy Club, they are in their all red caps. Purely red, that's all exactly, no trimmings on it. It's a red cap for the Collaroy Club.
Yes, and the under-19 female boat race heat start. Looks like we have the another one of the females going back. Another 19 female again. So Freshwater and distinctive maroon and white quarter cap with Queenscliff, which is just a neighbour, just over the hill from them. So what we'll do now is throw down to an interview on the beach.
So here with Noah Haver from North Bondi, champion under 19 WE. Your partner
Hayden Smart,
is currently probably having a beer somewhere. Pretty dominant performance from you boys. Happy with the win?
first one. Yeah, we were able to keep that tempo up, made it all the way around, and get a little wave at the end, so brought it all together.
Beautiful. So training all going well for Aussies. You've got a couple more weeks and then ready to rip in for the big one.
Yeah, a few more weeks of full-on training, get that fitness up, and then all set for Aussies.
Beautiful stuff, mate. Congratulations.
Thanks very much.
Up to you guys.
Thank you, Fletch, and good to see that North Bondi still a strong ski club, and they're looking forward to going to the Australian Championships in a few weeks' time. As we come back to the boat area, McMaster's Beach doing quite well there in the under-19 female boat. Not quite sure who the sweep is on this one. It's not Nikki Norman, but one of the young sweeps that are coming through. Girls are doing really well, and McMaster's had some strong crews over the years, Sean.
They have had quite a few strong crews, and I would suggest that, yes, this is a young sweep, but I would suggest that Mickey Norman has been doing a lot of training with him, and he's been trained up to be a sweep by Mick Norman. Mick Norman has been a stalwart of that McMaster's club for quite some time now.
Yes, definitely. His father was actually in the club. I knew his father, old Rex, great old gentleman, but now gone to the big life-saving beach in the sky. So we've just got here South Curl doing quite well. They're just fairly steady rate here, and not doing it too tough. And then Queenscliff there on the far left, doing it quite steady. So there's no little runners here. So conditions with this westerly wind are flatten this out a bit, Sean.
Yeah, you can see with the flags flying that it's coming straight from the west, straight across the water, flattening those waves out, making it a little bit harder for the competitors as they have to race straight into the wind, number one, and then also there's no waves for them to catch, so it makes it quite difficult conditions for these competitors.
So it'll be interesting to get who's going to get third place here, Sean. Looks like Freshwater just just jagged a little wave out the back there and are running that right back end through. Might even just pip Maroubra there by the look of it. Sorry, Queens. Yeah, Maroubra. So could be an interesting finish here. We'll have to wait to see what happens there. But well done that sweep by grabbing that little wave and pushing that crew back through. So back into another heater. It looks like the girls, 4 crews here, quite spread out this one, Sean.
Yeah, they're just about to approach, or the front 2 teams are just about to approach the turning can. The other teams are a little bit further back. Looks like we've got a team from there from Longreef. One also from North Cronulla. So Longreef, we haven't seen much of them in the other events, but we see them over in the boats.
Yeah, Longreef used to do quite well in the IOB, Sean, but I hear that North Cronulla have about 25 crews overall competing. So a big, strong club from Sydney branch doing well here at the New South Wales Championships.
Yeah, and we saw them do quite well on the beach too, particularly with the Rampoldies and a few other of the girls there, with under the tutelage of Tom Rampoldi. So a very, very strong club. They've got some good competitors coming out of the North Cronulla club.
Yes, definitely, and Longreef are doing it quite well here. Getting plenty of water into those oars and the sweep encouraging them. Wouldn't like to say, wouldn't like to have him mic'd up at the moment, but definitely getting them to put in the effort there now. They're going to start up their rating a little bit more as they hit the goat cans, but Mona Vale just on the inside with that big raging bull coming through. Girls are doing well. Then North Cronulla, and looks like a couple I haven't seen before. There's Sean just in front. Warhope Bonnie Hills. Sorry, we did see that earlier today.
Yeah, Warhope Bonnie Hills. They're the ones that have the big shark's eye on the front. We've got Mona Vale and North Cronulla here, but Warhope Bonnie Hills are just in front. Or maybe the bull with the ring through its nose is going to overtake the shark here as the Mona Vale club come through to take over the lead from Warhope Bonnie Hills.
Yeah, definitely strong there. Brycey Munro, who is the president of Mona Vale, he'll be very proud of how these young ladies are going to do that. The sweepers and encouraging them. He's yelling at them, making sure they're going to get on the top of this little runner and beat Warhope Bonnie Hills. So they just grabbed that little runner there now.
And they're home and hosed.
Yeah, definitely. Doing it easy there. It makes it pretty hard to steer these boats with that little sweep ball. So he's hit the bottom, he's put his arm up, but well done to them. Warhope Bonnie Hills second, with Longreef third, and in 4th position North Cronulla. So well done to those crews to get through in this round robin competition.
Yeah, you can see the size there of the sweep board. It's not all that wide really, and that, you know, sometimes in the big condition you've got that little bit of Kevlar, or it used to be wood, that's trying to steer 180 kilos a boat. So they do break sometimes in the big conditions, but in these conditions you can see that sweep board just almost on top of the water as they're going through. This is a heat of the under-19 women's surf boat, and we're looking at the Avalon Beach Club.
Yeah, there is another strong female crew and a boat club, Sean, that doing really well on the Sydney Northern Beaches.
Yeah, there's a few of those Sydney Northern Beaches clubs that are doing quite well in the boats. We have the McMaster's Beach there, and a club that we saw do quite well in the skis, the Avoca Club, on their way back to the beach.
Yep, the Avalon crew is the current Australian champion, so they'll be looking to take out this heat, doing really well. Then Soldiers Boots there again. It looks like Ollie from Concreter, I know, from Soldiers Boots doing great well, and Avoca doing great guns. McMaster's as well. That looks like Mickey Norman with his crew, so well done to Mick. So Soldiers Beach just out there, but very tight race here between Avoca, McMaster's Beach and Avalon. So we'll just see as if we pan out a little bit now that here comes Avalon really getting their rating back up. He's tweaking them on, he's looking around, watching where that little runner is. There's not much there for him, Sean.
No, and you'll see like Mick Norman out there with the McMaster's crew, that a few of these sweeps, they'll have multiple crews and they'll go around the cans quite a few times with their different crews. So they could be, up to 4 or 5 crews that they will be working with and go around the cans quite a few times with each of those crews.
So, as they come up through the gate cans at the moment, they're all level pegging. They're all looking for a little runner. There's nothing much for them there at the moment. There's a little run there coming in. McMaster's are just over the top of it. Avalon looks like they've just missed out. But if they're taking 3 through, they'll be home and hose. But Avoca look like they're going to take the medal there here today through this on heat. And then McMaster's coming back in there. A little bit of rivalry between both of them. So wait and see what happens there. But I think just looking at that, I'd have to say Avoca first, second McMaster's, third will probably be Avalon, and coming fourth will be then Soldiers Beach. So doing really well, coming back in there. A beautiful hand shot from there, looking at the big 9 Mile beach, which is fantastic. So come back now to the open men's surfboat heats. Coleroy, Coogee.
And you'll see these boats will have names on them. That one, the Peter Leary, they're named after some famous, or not famous, but long-term members of their surf club who have performed quite well, quite often boat people, but not always. They could be lifesavers, they could be great competitors who have done a lot for their club.
The gun's gone away, and North Cronulla just got to get through this little wave. The sweep will reach down and, well, wait a minute, been a false start.
So that North Cronulla boat there called the Peter Whitford. So obviously Peter Whitford did a great job for the North Cronulla club. Oh, no, sorry, Steve Warren did a great job for the North Cronulla club. The other crew was the Peter Whitford. But as these teams are coming back to the start to get ready again, see what we do after this false start.
As you would have seen on one of those previous shots, the water coming out of the side of the boat, which is from the pump that they've got in the bottom of the boat to get all that water out as quickly as possible. And you're looking at 5 huge open men. Really slows you down as quickly as possible so they can race at maximum speed. Just, jump out of the boat, and from Coleroy turning around quickly, getting ready for another start.
And you'll notice all of these athletes all wearing their pink vests. Safety aspect that has been brought into the sport in the last few years, so that if someone is lost overboard, and it's easy to find them. So all the athletes in the ski, or all the athletes, whether it be in a swim, ski, even the runners, will all have their pink vests on, nice and fluoro, so that they can be found easy if there is a problem. It's not, but it's just a safety aspect to make sure that we can find them a lot easier than if they aren't wearing those fluorescent vests. Yes,
definitely, Sean. So there is a range of colours, but New South Wales have chosen to go with the pink. It's quite visible. You know, the vests are actually supplied as part of the entry fee. So if you really want to support surf lifesaving and have your name across a great sport, become a sponsor of Surf Lifesaving New South Wales and have your name put on those rash vests. So looking at around about 6,000 competitors with your club, make sure that everyone really supports surf lifesaving. And as we looked in on that previous shot, the Green Army from Swansea Belmont, the workforce doing a fantastic job here, down here at South Redhead at the moment. So we're looking for a start in the open men's boat race heats.
And that work party led by another former New South Wales coach in Jeff Mowbray, doing a great job there, getting that work party all together and keeping the carnival running.
Yes, definitely some great support there, and they know the carnival's back to front. The Mowbrays, Trevor Mowbray, no relation to Jeff, but definitely a man with many knowledge. He's a great project manager in his day, and knows how to run and organise the carnival. And well done to Jeff for the great support he's given Surf New South Wales over the many years.
So trying to get this heat of the open men's boat away again.
They're often racing in the side in the boat area too. So still got plenty of racing here by the look of it. As we're looking around, the green flag's up, ready for an imminent start. The sweep just pushes his oar just a bit further forward, but he'll drag that back shortly.
North Cronulla in the boat, named after Steve Warren. Steve Warren, obviously a life-saving member of the North Cronulla Club.
Yes, definitely, and one of the traditions of create that little bit of a wedgie, so when they're not going to get a rack later on. So definitely great stuff from these guys. Look at that wave just standing there, Sean, on that break, making it a little bit harder to hold the boat.
It's a bit hard to get this race started and in a fair way. It could be standing up at either end so that they can't get the race away even for all the competitors, but they looks like they have now, and they're off on this heat of the open men's boat.
A good technique there from from Coogee coming back in through the bowman there, jumping high up into the boat to get in there, and a big long stroke to get that boat moving as quickly as possible. And they got a good start there, Coogee, in there in alley 7 at the moment. And really strong boys there. Look at them flexing their muscles, coming back in through here in that, taking the deep breaths with every stroke. Doing really well here in the open men's boat race heats here in Swansea Belmont.
You normally find that these crews, they get that boat going from a stationary start. They go fairly quickly for the first few strokes to get the boat up and on. And then as the boat, they tend to pull back a little bit, they head out to sea. We said, boy, normally try to get around that turning buoy in around 2 or 3 strokes and then head to the beach as quickly as possible.
Yeah, it's not a short race, Sean. This is 400 metres out and 400 metres back, so in these flat conditions doesn't make it any easier.
No, and it's rowing all the way. It is hard rowing out through the waves if the waves are standing up, but then you get that assistance on the way back. Whereas in this case, where there aren't many waves, row all the way out and all the way back, no assistance, much effort put in by each of the rowers.
Oh yeah, I reckon these boat rowers, when they get back on the beach, I wonder why they keep going for a bit of roll from sliding backwards and forwards through the water to get to the maximum speed. So as they're coming back in, they'll have to go hands in probably another 100 metres. So the sweep there from North Cronulla urging their team on, really pushing some water across the front of the boat. Beautiful looking there from North Cronulla in that white hull, and looking really, really confident there. Sweep really encouraging these crews to keep going, to make sure they're going to get through. So if there's 6 in this race, not sure how many goes through, but I reckon it'll be the top 3 that will get the maximum points. But really fast rating there from the Queensland. Sean.
Yeah, and important to note that all the competitors, whether they're in boat, running on the beach, whatever it may be, they're also qualified lifesavers, and they're the lifesavers that you see there between the red and yellow flags protecting you when you go to the beach. And they actually need to do a minimum of 25 hours on the beach each season so that they can qualify to go in these championships. So they're not just these competitors, they're all qualified lifesavers and do put in the patrol hours down on the beach protecting the swimming public.
Most definitely, Sean, and great finish there from North Cronulla. Not quite sure about the other placing down there, but we'll have to wait for that. But yeah, right, everyone who's competitive here at Swansea Belmont 2019, your club do a fantastic effort and making sure that our swimming public is safe. Everyone is encouraged, as we show us our ads and everything, swim between the red and yellow flags. Also, please do not drink and go for a swim. Those conditions out there can be tricky at times. Some of those rips that we do get on some of our beaches. So we just need to make sure that everyone swims safely. And when you do go for a swim, we want to see you coming back to the families of a night time.
Well, so slip, slap, and make sure that you cover yourself up with that sun as well.
Definitely sure melanoma is it. Yeah, they cut out, get your checked quite regularly, particularly when you're out in the sun. You know, there are skin clinics around that do that and really provide a fantastic service. Also on those little rubber boats and those people in the race fest, our IRB drivers, they're be commended for doing what they're doing, bouncing around there for 4 hours, up and down. There's competing here again. Probably around about 6 or 7, maybe 8 boats, and depending on how many areas that we've got running there. So boats and rescue boats can be a little bit testing in the IRB in the break at time, Sean.
It can, and I've heard quite a few people that have been out there for long times that just talking about slip, slop, slap, and making sure that they're covered. There's a lot of bumps and things out in the water there, and we've got to make sure that they, there's back injuries that can occur from constant hitting those breaks. And then the boats at the moment, this open men's got 3 crews. We haven't seen a hell of a lot of today. We've got the North Narrabeen crew, DY, and Coram. They're all out there in this race at the moment. So we haven't seen a lot of those clubs, but good to see them out there in the boat at the moment.
Yeah, definitely, Sean. DY and North Narrabeen, the Sydney Northern Beaches, Cornwall from the Illawarra area. So great. Sydney Northern Beaches is a really strong boat community down there, followed closely then by Sydney and Central Coast and Hunter. So great crews down there. So Caves Beach there, it's another great crew. They've had plenty of good crews over the years. So there we are. Looks like up Bulleye there, just slightly in the lead. Bulleye Open Men's crew, former Australian champion, also rode for the Australian team recently in New Zealand.
They certainly did. Had a great effort down there and took out that championship actually over there in New Zealand, the Bulleye crew. So doing quite well.
So here we are back in there and looking at the different designs on the boats and back in through. Bulleye doing another great job. Very, very polished team from Bulleye IRB trying to keep up with them and see where they can get their nose in front as well there, Sean.
And they have. But you can see all these 4 rowers in just about all these boats. There's a DY crew. You can see them all working in unison, oars going in at the same time, coming out at the same time. Fantastic effort from both these DY crew trying to catch up to that Bulleye crew. I think the Bulleye crew is just going to stay in front.
Yeah, they've just caught them, Sean, and so not quite sure whether they're over that way, but Cornwall comes through as well. So the top 3 there by Bulleye, DY and Cornwall. So well done to those crews. And you'd see that the sweep then from Bulleye putting his hand up, just a signal to say that they've hit the bottom. We can't go any further whether we try to row or not. So this is the last heat of the Open Men's boat race. So great racing here today. So the last heat as we're coming through. Newport in that beautiful, colourful boat with those looks like yellow and white waves out the front. The Collaroy girls having a bit of a chat, trying to keep warm. And that sweep urging them on there, Sean.
Yeah, he is. And again, that team, very, very polished, working in unison. The sweep will be urging them on, trying to keep them in front. Then we've got this crew now coming through. This is the one from Era, looks like.
Yeah, it is, Sean. Definitely from Era.
It's a little crew, in the national park there down near the Illawarra. To see them here at the championships.
And there's Wilco in the sweep for the Open Men's. He's cheering them on. He's giving them a rev up. I hate to be on the side of one of his rev ups, doing really well to get across there. He's got the crew in there. Queenscliff giving them, urging them as they get over that little wave. He's just bouncing on the top. I don't know whether they'll get over it. No, I'm not sure. They're just hanging in there. Yeah, and they just pop over now. Bateman's Bay, ex-Australian champions last year at Perth there, Sean.
Yeah, and you can see the Allura crew there. They're with Grant Wilkinson at the back.
Yeah, running around for many years. Great competitor in his day. Sweep. So loves his surf boats now and has swept many a champion here at the New South Wales and his own club, Allura. So please remember just to follow us on social media at State Championships 19, hashtag give your best. So what we'll do now is I think that concludes.
Yeah, good to see the Era from down the coast there, and we also, there's a crew that you can see, just if you look over the boat there from Era, you can see the crew there from Bateman's Bay, further down the coast than Era, so they were in that heat as well. So good to see those South Coast clubs going quite well. And before too long, we'll also be having the boat relay, a very interesting event.
Yes, Sean, consists of 3 crews, a male crew, female crew and an under-19. So it doesn't matter, not an open female crew and an under-19 crew. 3 boats, could be 1 boat turning around. Most of the time they use 3 different boats to race this race.
Yeah.
It's a boat rowing club and how they do it. And this should be a really good race. I think the final here at Blacksmiths Beach.
Yeah, this is one we've been looking forward to all day, this boat relay. A great event. As you say, it's one of the blue ribbon events on the program, particularly around the boats. The boat relay shows the depth of the rowers, how strong your club is in its boat rowing fraternity. And will be a very interesting race. We're just waiting to set that up, get that ready for a start.
So as you look up there, the top left-hand side of your screen, we have our safety officers there. So what we'll do now, while we're getting the boat relay, we'll just throw to a sponsor's break.
To the beach, it's important to know what to do to stay safe. We all love the beach, but it also can be very dangerous.
Here's 5 easy tips to keep you safe at the beach.
Number 1, look for the red and yellow flags and always swim between them. Number 2.
Ask a lifesaver or lifeguard for advice.
Number 3.
Read the safety signs.
Number 4.
Always swim with a friend and
Help stay calm and attract attention by raising your arm. If no one can see you, no one can see you.
more info, go to beachsafe.org.au or download the app.
Here we are back at Swansea Belmont Life Saving Club for the 2009 clubs, and we're just now getting ready for the boat relay. So we're just seeing Leroy just warming up slightly, and should be some great racing here by the look of it. Oh, well done, Donnie. You've done well picking these clubs out as we're all getting ready. So North Cronulla girls just practicing the start as they're getting ready. It can't be a... Here we go, over the top. Yeah, poor old bow person copying a bit of a wave in the back of the head in boats. So we've seen some of these boats stand up on Enshawn, some of the big seas here at Swansea Belmont over the years.
Oh, we have. Not today, but yeah, in very interesting situations happen with the boats.
So, yeah, it can be quite testing for some of these crews to stand for the sweep, particularly to keep that oar and keep that boat dead straight and make sure they don't go down into the mine as they go over the front of a wave that just dumps in front of them. So that sandbank can be sometimes a little bit shallow at Swansea Belmont, particularly on that northern area. But very, very kind conditions today here at Swansea Belmont with that westerly wind. Although we've got a southerly swell and there's not much here now, it's as we look out the front, a very, very calm condition here at Swansea Belmont Surf Life Saving Club. And on the beautiful lake at Lake Macquarie, and some little sporting boats, fishing boats going out. Some of them will be out on front of the reef out here, catching some live bait. To go out fishing on some of the wrecks up there out on the outside, out off Caves Beach and Swansea Heads. We're still waiting for all those crews to get ready for the boat relay. So
Neil Ennis there at the back of the Bateman's Bay boat, getting his crew ready for this boat relay. They'll have teams in all of the women and the non-teams coming. Neil, of course, been in a long-term sweep down there at the Bateman's Bay Club. It was also the sweep for the Masters crew with his wife, Tracy. Tracy going around in the Masters boats that were held yesterday, with Neil standing up at the back of the boat. So very strong boat club there at Bateman's Bay, doing quite well in quite a lot of the series going around. We've got the Caves Beach crew there. They're just warming up, getting ready for this lifesaver relay as well. Yes, here we go out into the boat with the North Cronulla crew, the North Cronulla women's crew.
Yeah, we've got a bit of a correction. We actually said that Bulleye competed in the Trans-Tasman series in February. It was actually Avoca Beach, but with the sweep of Richard Friday, who was an ex-ski paddler and a very competent sweep now for the Open Men's crew. So sorry about that, Richard and Avoca, but we have corrected that Avoca Beach in February. So, but also we have Bateman's Bay Reserve Girls got third in the ASRL Open, swept by Neil Ennis, as you said. They're Sean. And swept a number of solid crews and have rowed really well. Browley, one of the Open's crew, is Canberra based. So really done to Browley.
Yeah, they do have some crews over there in Canberra, and they do head out on Burley Griffin and do some rowing there. So good to see that we've got crews all over the place. The standing up at the back. Rob Pollock has been a long-time sweep with that Browley club as well.
Definitely, but Bulli is definitely a strong club down there. Their men's crew was swept to many of it, rode on many of Australian championships and taking gold on a number of occasions. So very strong club there from Bulli. Hopefully they'll be in this today. Their sweep, Shane Gevelin, was a top sweep and respected within New South Wales and Australia for the work he does with the crews. But it's actually good, Sean, to see a lot of these female crews coming through for the 19s, reserves and 23s and opens.
Yeah, it's good. And there's a strong female contingent in surf life saving now, and females are a very, very strong part of surf life saving right throughout, from patrols through to the competition arena. And of course, yesterday being International Women's Day, very good to see all these women involved in surf life saving in 2019.
Well, it is, Sean. Yeah, New South Wales is probably a bit of a we're bringing females through. We've had a number of female referees for the championships over the last number of weeks. Debbie Pawsey refereed the country championships up there at Kingscliff, done an excellent job up there. Jenny Kenny last weekend refereed the age championships here at Swansea Belmont, and Vicky Smythe refereed the board riding championships down at North Narrabeen late last year. So well done to those ladies, and as you see that New South Wales is promoting females to some of the high jobs, and I know that those ladies have done a great job, and we wish them well in their endeavours going forward. So Jenny Kenny, also deputy referee for the youth championships up there at North Burleigh in a few weeks' time, Sean.
That's correct. So the Australian Championships on in a couple of weeks, and good to see Jenny Kenny will be very involved about the surf riding championships. That's probably something some of the people out there aren't aware of, that surf life saving is not just purely about these events that you see here. There's some what I would call events that people don't really recognise as part of the surf life saving group. Things like surf riding. So how does that work, Don?
Well, surfboard riding is very similar to what the World Surfing League do. We have many different events. We have the shortboard competition. We have the longboard or the Malibu, where we have those racing. We do winter normally about 4 competitors per heat or final. Different coloured rash vests to identify the board rider to the championships, and they get scored on the type of riding they do, the longest wave, the tricks that they do actually on the boards, and really well supported. Also the board riding by a lot of the local board riding clubs across New South Wales, that they provide us judges to make sure we have the best competition possible in New South Wales. Really good event. And the other one, Sean, that we've got too, our Pool Championships.
Of course, and great event that with mannequins placed on the bottom of the pool that represent a person in difficulty in the water, and we have people that swim across, duck down, they pick those mannequins, they weigh about
60 kilos,
60 kilos, and then they need to be swum to the side of the pool and skewed. So great effort, and that's done in an Olympic pool.
Yep.
We normally run that one in winter, so that the competitors are competing out here in the ocean in summer, and in winter we want to keep them fit and keep them going, and we look at our IRB championships that we run in winter as well.
Yeah, we're going to be actually at Stockton Beach, Cape Hawke, Caves Beach, and can't remember the other club. No, not
the Lakes up there, near Toukley.
Yeah, that's right. They're the most northern club on the Central Coast, and we've got the IRB racing, and then the state championship will be held at Cape Hawke in July. So great racing there for all those IRB drivers and crews that help us out. They have their chance of doing their little racing, beautiful racing in there under some of the testing conditions, and that shows the depth of the competitors that we have with the different events across life saving. And as we're just getting ready for, so we just ready for an imminent start down there, but everyone's packing up the beach and they're packing up the flags, and the tents have been dropped and the covers have been taken off in case there's a bit of a wind tonight. As we look up in the distance there, Sean, four-wheel drives coming on, and some people fishing or walking along the beach there. So you might get the occasional salmon or... So, yeah, so while we're still waiting on this boat relay to go, we just throw to a sponsors break.
So here we are as we cross over now to the boat arena and having a look at the start of this boat relay. We have crews there from Collaroy, Palm Beach, Mona Vale. We're looking at the Bulli Club, Avalon, and a team there from the North Cronulla Club as they're lining up on the line ready to start this open boat relay. Team coming in here in the southern part of the arena from North Cronulla as well. Oh, there the pinnacle events of this New South Wales State Championships, proudly brought to you by your local club. A great that day's racing. We've had the beach, a lot of the beach events, the flags, the sprints, the beach relays, the ski races, boats of course. We've had some of the board races as well, the taplins, all ready for a great day's racing tomorrow with all the finals, and they will be streamed live to you on Facebook. We'll be bringing you all of that in tomorrow's events. And as they're in their coach ready for a start here in this boat relay, and they're off. Great start there from the Palm Beach crew, and they seem to have got the best of it at the start there. And also the Mona Vale crew there in the beach, a great start, boat length ahead as we head out to sea, 400 metres out to sea in relay. Collaroy, but Palm Beach there, best of the start at the moment in this relay. So, boat relay happening right now.
It was a good start there, Sean. Very, very tight racing there with these 6 crews. And fairly easy there, Sean, by the look of it.
Yeah, they've got off the start. Held them for a little while at the start. Away now. But you see this Palm Beach crew heading out.
Yeah, they're doing it quite easily there. So they've all started off with the females by the look of it, Sean.
Yeah, it looks like it, and that might have been a draw. I'm not sure how they do this one.
No, they can row in any order, Sean. So
they can row in any order, yep.
We've got a male crew, female crew, and a 19 crew. So could be a 19 female crew. There could be an open female. And
they are holding the other crews at this stage, that Palm Beach crew, so they're doing quite well. Kowai in there, all red. Boat, the black boat with the red gunwale.
Yep, South Curl there, turning around quite well, and looks like it was Mona Vale there turning as well, and looks like slightly in front there at this stage with the dark green and white cap with the little green stripes. Bulleye just in the background as well. Avalon there on the far side, and there's Avalon there coming through, but doing quite well, and doing there. All these are really encouraging their teams, but Mona Vale just seems to be the edge at this stage with their crew.
Yeah, quite an interesting race, and it will be interesting to see after we get through this round how the teams match up as they head out to sea again with their second boat, whether they're putting the fastest boats at the start or whether they decide to hold that fastest boat at the end.
Yeah, so definitely. So it's going to be interesting here. So what they'll do, they're just coming up to the gate cans at the moment. The bowman right up the front of the boat, he'll be told by the sweep, just be prepared. You'll have to jump out, run, and then tag the other competitor. And that competitor will run down, jump in the boat, and off the crew goes. So it'll be interesting times to see how they really do this. But Mona Vale, South Curl there, looking like they're level pegging, but looks like Mona Vale might be just over the top of that wave, Sean.
Yeah, and it's an unusual event, this one, where a lot of these competitors aren't used to running on the sand. They're very good rowers, but they're not particularly beach runners. And you can see that Mona Vale competitor fell over there.
And the sweep, he goes around and tags these competitors. No, the sweep said, well, bugger you,
fall
I'm through
over.
here. Yeah, there's Mona Vale there, waiting out there, going to jump into the boat. Look, here's a sweep, actually. Yeah, off they go. So back in there. Back out through that little bit of a shore break there.
Yeah, great change over there from the Mona Vale Club, and they will be taking the lead. Here's the North Cronulla crew heading up for their changeover. They're down into the water, getting ready for the sweep, jumping in the boat, getting the girls in the boat. He's got the girls going in second in this North Cronulla crew.
Yeah, they go through that little bit of white water there now. No water in the boat now, which is only a little wave, which is good. They're just punching back out there. And really doing quite well out there at the moment. So doing some, there we are. Looks like that Palm Beach crew just definitely has that edge with it. And Mona Vale there on the left-hand side, Sean.
Yeah, Mona Vale, I think they're in front at the moment. It's just the angle that we're on at the moment. Yeah, it looks like they're the crew in front. They got the best of the changeover. And as I said, it depends on which crew they're in second. Crew they've put in third.
Yep, so North Cronulla is picking up a little bit of pace there at the moment. So had been quite spread out. North Cronulla there on that grey boat, just positioned, and but Bulleye doing quite well there in the middle as well. Mona Vale just really going well with the that shark right in front of the boat. Looks awesome there, that Sean, that print on the front.
Yeah, you can see the lead they've got there as we go to the long shot. Makes a big difference. It looks a lot closer as we have a short shot of it as we go to that long, but you can see the Mona Vale crew way out in front as they turn the can, and the other crews are still rowing, though there is a crew there that turned almost with them or just behind them.
That's South Curl, mate.
The South Curl crew, so it's getting close between Mona Vale and South Curl as they head back to the beach.
So great racing on those top two crews. Then Bulleye looks like in third position, but this sweep then from South Curl doing a great job with his crew and getting them through there into a great position. Really encouragement. So there's a strong crew, this male crew, Sean.
Yeah, it looks like they have caught up quite a bit over the Mona Vale crew as they headed out to sea, and it looks like they will be taking over the lead in the race.
Yes, definitely, and then Avalon there in the background just getting themselves back into a little bit of order, and they're trying to pick up a couple of little runners there. There's not much out there at the moment, but Mona Vale picking up there and North Cronulla in the background. But as we pan back to South Curl, Sean.
Yeah, and you've got the Bulleye not very far away as well. They're in the mix there as well. So you can see the Bulleye crew over the top there of the Mona Vale one. So
Cans there, so South Mona Vale encouraging his members there. So really big long strokes there from South Kirkhill, putting in the hard yard. It looks like they're going to be pretty buggered by the time they get back to shore, Sean.
Yeah, you can really see them putting their backs into it. They've got to row all the way. Not much help from the ocean here as they approach that changeover. And you can see the sweep getting ready. We're going to see who's going to jump out of the boat this time. It's the bowman this time.
Off he goes.
Stays on his feet, doesn't fall over like the other one did. Yep. And he's running up the beach, trying to get through that water, heading up to take his next competitor, who will run down to the beach, jump in the boat, and then they'll be off for their third race.
So big long strides from Mona Vale. He knows how to wade this.
He's a sweep for the girls.
Yeah.
I think they forgot in the boat before they started rowing.
No, don't worry about that. He's got to, no matter what, he can hold that big sweep ball, mate. Drag himself in.
There's the South Kirkhill crew, and they're away with one of their girls' crews as well.
Well, yeah, it's going to be some interesting racing here as we head back out, and Palm Beach putting in the big strong strokes there, and the sweep coming through. Collaroy, as he comes there and tags, the sweep coming back. It's from North Kirkhill. But looks like Mona Vale do have that slight edge over Palm Beach and Bulli.
You can see the Palm Beach boys putting in a big effort as they chase down this lead. We've got the girls' crew from Bulli out there, and the girls' crew from Mona Vale, and then you have the boys from Palm Beach chasing them down at the moment, trying to put in the big strokes as they try and catch up that lead that has been developed over the previous 2 rounds.
Yeah, so we're into second last leg, is it? Or this is the
last leg.
Last leg of the open boat relay here at Swansea Belmont, and a bit disappointing not to see Swansea Belmont crews in here.
It's good to see the crews that are here doing quite well, and that Palm Beach crew, they seem to be catching up to Mona Vale. It's hard to see from that angle, but they do seem to have caught up quite a bit, don't you think?
Oh, they have, and
that's the turning can there. So they're about 2 strokes behind at this stage.
So the sweep there from Palm Beach, grabbing the strokes all, making sure they get around nice and quick. He's really revving it up in there, Sean, at the moment. So we see as they come back to shore that they'll be looking for those little runners again, looking around the first stroke, guy closest to the sweep, really starting to push them along. And it looks like they're in about 3rd position as Bulli, Sean. Oh, yes, they're definitely Bulli.
So you can see there the Palm Beach team have gone past Bulli. The Bulli was in 2nd place, the girls, and the boys in the Palm Beach crew have just overtaken them, and they'll be now chasing down that Mona Vale crew to get out this boat relay.
Yeah, you see the muscles flexing there from the Palm Beach crew. They're really putting in a big effort there, grabbing plenty of water. But it looks like Newport, is it North Cronulla? There on the far side, really starting to put it up. Bulli at the moment. Bulli crew is really starting to encourage the girls there to push them hard, because they're up against some tough opposition there from North Cronulla.
Yeah, Shane Gloven there at the back of the Bulli boat will be urging those girls to keep going.
Look at this, Sean, how close are these?
I know, and it's getting very close as we get to the finish here. The Palm Beach boys really putting in those big strokes now as they try and get over that wave.
But look at
see the Palm Beach there, and
well, it was going to go
Palm Beach
here.
are now in the lead, but there's a wave
coming there from South Kirkhill and Mona Vale. So it's going to be anyone's race here. 3 of them coming across. Looks like Palm Beach just... Ooh.
Mona Vale in 2nd.
So not sure where we're at here at the moment. So he runs up there. Palm Beach definitely in front, putting in the hard yards, and well done. It looks like Palm Beach from the Sydney Northern Beaches takes out the open boat relay here at Swansea Belmont, proudly supported by your clubs. Envirobank, Danica, Surf Life Saving Swansea Belmont, Dolphin Surfcraft, Holden, and Midford and Envirobank. So well done to all those supporters for day 2 of the New South Wales State Championships here at Swansea Belmont. So not quite sure, we'll have to wait for the finish, but that wraps up competition here at Swansea Belmont Day, Sean.
Yeah, great day's racing. So we had the board, the ski, we had all the beach events. The beach events are over for the weekend now, so we had them all run today, the relays, the sprints and the flags, and of course the board and ski racing, and finishing off with the boats.
Yeah, definitely, Sean. I think that North Cronulla in the flags today have done a fantastic job, but that ski racing with Mitchell Trim and I think it was Jonesy in the double ski, that double ski was a great race.
Oh, it was, and as I said, Mitchell Trim, great effort there, won the open men's, open double ski, also won the open mixed ski with Hannah Minogue yesterday, so great effort from him. We had some great efforts from a lot of competitors right throughout the day, but that brings us to a conclusion now, and tomorrow we're looking at the finals for quite a lot of the events, for the ski races. We're looking at the board races, the taplins, of course the Ironman. Great events tomorrow.
So, yeah, we're coming with the March Past at 8:30 tomorrow. A great spectacle there. We're expecting a lot of great teams there. The Coleroy Bears will be looking to take out the March Past from the ladies' March Past, and followed closely there by Burning Palms, who's looking to come back into those medals as well.
Yeah, traditional part of surf life in the March Past, and some of those teams that you mentioned, the Coleroy Bears and the Burning Palms side, they've been around for quite a while in that March Past and doing well, very, very well drilled teams.
Yeah, definitely, Sean, and also we should not remiss in thanking all our supporters for Surf Life Saving New South Wales. Your local club does a great event with the local club in the area. Envirobank, the recycling and everything they do, and the money they give to clubs on some of the events that we've been doing.
Yeah, if you have any cans, make sure you donate them to Envirobank. All the money goes to Surf Life Saving, and it's a great thing to do. We also have the Midford Lake Macquarie City Council. Of course, they're great as well. Darnia.
Yep, we have Swansea Belmont Surf Club, Dolphin Surfcraft, which is a great supporter of life-saving overall, and also Holden, donating vehicles to some of the surf clubs, to all those supporters, and to everyone out there in Media Land. Fantastic. Hope we see you tomorrow for the finals package here at Swansea Belmont.
The 2018 Surf Life Saving New South Wales Coastal Safety Report highlights a worrying increase in coastal drowning deaths over the last year. In 2017-18, Surf Life Savers patrolled 129 beaches in New South Wales, totalling 663,607 hours. There were 11,972 first aid treatments performed. Surf Life Savers performed 4,377 rescues on our beaches. There were 39 coastal drowning deaths, up 6 from the previous year. This is just above the 10-year average of 38. Males continued to drown the most. However, there was a sharp increase in the numbers of females who drowned, with 7 cases recorded, almost double the previous year. 36% of people drowned while swimming, mostly as a result of getting into difficulty in a rip. 18% died rock fishing. There was a concerning rise in the number of drowning incidents within 1 kilometre of patrolled locations, accounting for 62% of drowning deaths. As we head towards summer, it's important to remember, always swim between red and yellow flags. Read the safety signs and ask a lifesaver or lifeguard for safety information. Wear a life jacket if you are boating or rock fishing. Always swim with someone else so you can look out for each other, and always supervise children around the water. Never swim under the influence of drugs or alcohol. If you need help in the water, stay calm and attract attention by raising your arm. For more information about patrol times, weather and beach locations, visit beachsafe.org.au. Download the app.
New South Wales' biggest surf lifesaving carnival is returning to Lake Macquarie. 6,000 athletes of all ages. With over 400 events, there's plenty of action in the water and on the sand. Come and cheer for your favourite athletes or local surf club. For details, visit surflifesaving.com.au. The 2019 New South Wales Surf Lifesaving Championships, proudly supported by your local